Greetings, Missouri Mid-South. I mentioned in my last video that Lent is a season where I travel for many meetings. I'm joining you from the middle of that season and noticing that it's also a season of exhaustion. I am tired. I'm recovering from COVID too, and my body and brain haven't quite adjusted to the fact that it's spring yet, but I know I'll get there. This is not a complaint session. It's a reminder that we all need to take care of ourselves and one another. Ministry is a marathon, not a sprint, and it's important to watch our pace, make sure we're getting enough sleep and enough food and enough spiritual nurture. And in the middle of Lent, we can be so focused on the activity of our Lenten disciplines, resisting the temptation of that thing that we've given up, or spending all our extra energy on that project we promised ourselves we'd tackle in those 6 weeks. We can be so focused on doing the thing that we can lose sight of why we're doing it. Lent is a time for mindfulness. Say you've decided to give up chocolate for Lent. It's not about giving up chocolate because chocolate is bad. It's about being mindful of the role that chocolate plays in your life. And you want to make sure you aren't prioritizing chocolate above, say, your relationship with your spouse or your kids or with Jesus. Lent is a time for being aware of what choices we make and whether or not those choices are helping us to be more faithful followers of Jesus Christ. Lent is when we check in on our priorities and recalibrate them. And that act of checking in, that act of focusing on the why of our actions, is a way that we make sure that we're orienting our lives the way we say we want to orient them and worshiping who we say we want to worship. We don't want anything, not even chocolate, to get in the way of our moral and ethical commitments to living as followers of Jesus. The danger of Lent is we can forget that part. Ironically, we can focus too much on what we're trying to make less important in our lives. So as you journey through Lent, make sure you're checking in with yourself about why you've chosen the discipline you've chosen and whether you're actually achieving what you set out to achieve. Lent is about practicing. It's not about perfection. It's about reorienting, not about punishing. It's about the long-term goal of faithfulness to Jesus the Christ. If your Lenten discipline is not advancing that goal, find another Lenten discipline to follow. It's okay to learn from what you've done so far and make a change for the better. And one more thing. I am so grateful that the tornadoes that came through Missouri last week spared our churches. There were a few church members whose businesses were impacted, and we pray for them. If you need help or you want to offer help, please be in touch, and our newly formed disaster recovery team can connect the needs and resources where they need to meet. If you want to be part of the disaster recovery team, please let me know. We can always welcome more folks to the team. Meanwhile, be gentle with yourselves and with one another, and keep up the good work.